Is there going to be a fight to the death in Love Island? I hope so. Between Shay and Blue, who would you put your money on? Love Island UK episode 4, and I'm absolutely devastated that Ben is still in the villa. What the fuck was Shakira thinking? When Shakira came out the hideaway with Blue, he toddled on over to his pals and he's like, and they're like, what happened? Did you have a chat? And he's like, and they went, oh, something definitely happened. And he's like, and Dejan's like, oh, you kissed? So instead of giving Shakira 5 seconds to go and speak to Harry, so Dejan practically skips over to Harry, couldn't wait to tell him the news. Oh, Shakira and Blue kissed in the hideaway. He could have at least gave her time to speak to him first. So Harry was absolutely raging because she had gave him a hard time about touching Helena's leg during the challenge. Fair enough, he's like, oh well, she's giving me a hard time and she's in there kissing him. Aye, okay. But the lassie's not even had time. It was Blue that kissed her originally. Shakira seen Dejan telling Harry that Blue kissed her in the hideaway, and when she went over to speak to Harry and sat down and he's like, oh, did you kiss in the hideaway? And she says, oh, this isn't really a conversation to have in front of everybody. I would have says, oh, how did you find that out? Strange, because I was actually going to tell you myself, but some cunt must have opened their big fucking blabbermouth. I don't really think there was a need for that. Aye, okay, let's have the conversation in front of everybody then. We'll just have Ollie Dejan's conversations in front of everybody in future as well. But she was very calm, and she's like, alright, okay, let's go and have a chat. So she spoke to Harry, and then Harry went over and spoke to Blue. And he says to Blue, oh, I heard you kissed in the hideaway. And Blue says, oh, did you say it was a good kiss? Really? Harry was talking to Cindy about Shakira and Helena, and he says it's more flirty with Helena, but there's more substance with Shakira. Now that's not really how it panned out later in the episode, is it? Just before they went to bed, they were like, oh, do you want to meet in the hideaway? Right, once we go to bed, you get up and tap my leg, and then I'll come and meet you in the hideaway. Whisper, 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 right? Now, they got into bed. They didn't even wait for them to actually shut their eyes or fall asleep or anything. What was the point in even going to bed in the first place? They'd been as well just not going at all. So everybody in the room's like, where's Helena? Where's Harry? Like, what the fuck? Obviously, like, they fucked off together. And Shakira's just like, do you know what? Let's just fucking go to sleep and talk about this tomorrow. So Harry and Helena were in the hideaway, and they're like, oh, I don't think we've done anything wrong. Do you think we've done anything wrong? I don't think we've done anything wrong. No, we've not done anything wrong. You have done something wrong. Because you've both been absolute fucking skis bags. And okay, he doesn't owe anything to Shakira. But at the very least, they could have had a conversation with her. Because the next day, the two of them says, oh, we didn't have a chance to speak to her first. What was stopping them from just saying, oh, by the way, we're going to go into the hideaway the night, or for him to say, I'm going to go into the hideaway with Helena? Use your mouth. It takes less than a minute to just tell her what's happening, instead of just fucking off and leaving her. And it's the fact that he was lying in bed with her first of all, and like pure cuddling into her, and then he just fucked off. There was no need for it. Now, I kept on thinking to myself, Shakira can do better, this one can do better, that one can do better. They can all do better, because I don't even like one guy in that entire house. Alima was getting to know Ramel, and she was asking what his ideal woman looks like, and he says, take off your glasses, I'm trying to look at your eyes. But alright, the fucking sun's burning my fucking eyeballs out my head. But the two of them seem to be getting on, and for whatever reason he likes her accent. I guess some people like the Scottish accent. Shay pulled Megan for a chat. He's been very forward and I like it. He's been honest. I think you're attractive. How's things with your relationship? Do you find me attractive? He's not beating about the bush, right? He's actually trying, and I quite like that. Tommy's over in the corner like, oh, I don't think that he's as good as me, or whatever other shite he was talking. I don't know, but he was clearly insecure as fuck. Now, I actually don't really have a problem with Shay. He's not done anything to annoy me or anything. Just generally speaking, I don't like the men in the villa. He's not coming across as a skis bag or a dick or anything so far, but he's not been in for long. Megan was asking Tommy how he was feeling, and he was like, oh, I'm just like withdrawn a wee bit because you were talking to Shay. And I did feel a wee bit bad for him, even though I don't like him. But again, he's not really done anything that bad, other than walk into the villa and go, oi, oi, and say that he's a geezer. Those are all negative points, but suppose he's not bad. Tony was speaking to Connor, and I've got absolutely no idea what they were saying, because after her comments yesterday about, oh, the guy should fill up my water bottle and the guy should be in the kitchen cooking, I can't be fucked with it. I just can't be fucked with it. But they ended up kissing. And also, I really don't see the point in bringing in people from other countries when realistically, nobody in their right mind's going to move to America to be in a relationship. It was time for the girls to choose. Alima chose Ramel, obviously. Tony chose Connor at this point, again, obviously. Megan chose Tommy, and I think he was shitting his pants a wee bit. Thank God he didn't, because nobody wants to see that. Helena chose Harry, and when she got up, she was saying, oh, I was going to stand behind his heart on the first day, but somebody got there before me. And I specifically remember that conversation, so she wasn't lying. And maybe it's meant to be, even though for Harry it's more flirtatious and he's got more substance with Shakira. Even after they spoke, after he was in the hideaway, and he was still saying, oh no, like there's still something between us or whatever, and Shakira was like, nah, you're alright. Megan chose Dijon, and it was time for Shakira to choose, and I thought she's going to choose Blue. They cast a couple of times. She obviously likes him. She's not spoke to Shay really, and Ben's a dick, so she's not going to pick Ben. No. She picked Ben. Why the fuck did she pick Ben? Why the fuck did she pick Ben? I don't know. So that left Blue and Shay, and they had to decide between the two of them who was going, and Blue was like, I'm not going, and Shay was like, I'm not going. So, now what? Now what? What's the solution? Do we get them to joust? Sword fight? Box? Oh god, not box. Don't get them to box. Then we'll end up having fucking Love Island boxers on top of YouTube boxers and fucking TikTok boxers. Do you know what? Forget I said that. Don't give MD any ideas. Personally, I think it's only fair that Blue goes because he's been there longer. But he's not really been there for that long either. It's a hard one. Let me know in the comments who you think will end up going. I actually think she'll end up going because they might ask the Islanders to vote and more people are friends with him. But I don't know. Maybe they won't even be allowed to do that. Maybe they will fight to the death. I don't know. Put your recommendations in the comments and I'll see you again tomorrow. Bye!